Renters rejoice, kind of. A recent report from apartmentlist.com says Boise rent dropped more than 3% in October. It is the steepest drop across the largest 100 cities in the U.S.
We should note it's a small decline in comparison to how much rent increased during the pandemic. 34%. Can you believe that?
I know.
Is it enough to make a difference? Andrew Bartline is live. And Andrew, you talk to renters and people helping them stay in their homes. How are they feeling about the market right now?
Yeah, the rental assistance agency we spoke with, Jesse Tree, and renters both tell me that rent's extremely unaffordable for them right now, even with this drop. When I brought up the report, they actually didn't believe me at first because from their own personal experience, the cost of rent is unbearable. Go ahead and ask around about the cost of rent in Boise.
It's always going up, always.
And you might be surprised here the average rent actually dropped in October.
I haven't seen any evidence of that.
A report by apartmentlist.com says Boise rent prices have gone up 34% since March 2020. But in the last month, the same report says rent dropped 3.1%. That's the sharpest decline across the largest 100 cities in the United States.
We're not seeing that reflected in the demand that we're seeing.
Rental assistance agency Jesse Tree says they don't expect this drop to help renters or last very long.
3% decrease is great, but it's definitely not solving the problem.
Looking at the big picture, Jesse Tree expects rent to increase another 10% over the next year, only putting more stress on renters like Eric Schaller.
I don't think rent's going down at all.
Eric says he's in the middle of a $1,300 lease, and he can afford that. But when his lease ends in April, re-signing won't be an option.
In the span of 8 months, if I was to get that same apartment now, it would be $1,600 a month at the same complex.
It's this continuous rising cost of rent that's already forced Gaio Mazambi out of Boise.
You gotta have 2 jobs to survive right now in Boise.
Gaio says he's in town visiting, but moved to Indianapolis 2 years ago for a life he can afford.
So I went back there, boom, I found an apartment that was like $650, and I'm like, whoa, this is a deal. 2-bedroom apartment for $650.
And now Eric is thinking about following Gaio's lead by moving out of state.
So I'm thinking perhaps Oregon or perhaps going Midwest.
A symptom of simply getting priced out.
I could make more over there, yet pay less for rent. It's crazy. Now, that report from apartmentlist.com says a 1-bedroom apartment in Boise averages around $1,000 a month. And Jesse Tree says that sounds about right for what they're seeing, but they do want to emphasize again that they don't expect this to last long. It is a dip going down 3.1%, but we're not really seeing an impact with renters. Morgan?
No, it is still an extremely expensive market. We still have to see whether the next few months will continue to go down that trend. And I know we'll stay on top of those numbers. Andrew, thank you.
Yeah, but what do you do in the meantime?
Yeah.
Like the gentleman
it's
said,
brutal.
I guess I've got to move. All right, Andrew, thank you.